The police have begun investigation into the death of Sylvester Oromoni, a pupil of DOWEN College in Lagos. Lagos Police Command, in a statement by its spokesman, Adekunle Ajisebutu, a chief superintendent of police, say, although no formal report has been made concerning the death of the pupil under controversial circumstances, State Commissioner of Police Hakeem Odumosu has ordered the investigation of the death. Police called on the public to avoid taking the laws into their hands and assure the bereaved family of justice. 12-year-old Oromoni was reported dead on Wednesday, December the 1st, by a Twitter user who claimed to be the deceased cousin. There were allegations that the deceased was bullied and bitten by his schoolmates, which led to his death. But the school authorities have denied the allegations, saying there are anti-bully measures in place to deter the menace. Meanwhile, the Lagos State government has shut down the school pending the completion of investigation into the incident. And joining us live right now from Delta State, southern Nigeria, is the father of the deceased, Sylvester Oromoni. It's good to have you with us, sir. Now, condolences to you and the rest of the family on the tragic loss of your son. Can you give us a clearer picture of what happened? How have you been coping since the loss?
Thank you very much. Thank God. God has been faithful. Nigerians have been giving us the courage. The governor is standing by us. By the grace of God, we are okay. The family is okay.
All right.
Now go ahead and talk.
Okay. So let's go back.
Listening.
Yes, let's go back to the incident that happened. I wanted you to take us through what you did immediately after the incident. What was your initial reaction?
Okay, what I did was to contact the school that my child, Sylvester Oromoni Jr., has given up the ghost, died on Tuesday morning, and the principal of the school sent her condolences that she's sorry that this happened to this family. It's a prayer that things like this don't happen again. Then I immediately sent somebody to inform my governor. I sent the pictures, and then within less than 30 minutes, I got my governor's call. And he consoled me, he prayed for us that I should take acts. And I should also stand by my wife and my children, that justice will prevail. We must get justice for my son, Sylvester Oromoni Jr. So those were the immediate contacts I made first.
All right, Mr. Oromoni, still talking about the issue of justice. Do you have confidence on the police investigation, which is currently ongoing in Lagos State? What are your expectations? Earlier, the police claimed that no formal report had been made to them. What's your reaction to that?
I think what they are saying, maybe because the thing started, this sickness, they called us from the school. But you are asking me the immediate reaction after the death of the child. If you were to ask me what happened before now, what led to the death of the child, I will explain from the beginning. But you start from this way. But also, what happened was that immediately my child passed on, we wrote a petition. We wrote to Area Command Warri. Then I sent some of my people to Lagos to submit a petition to the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State. But I have not given them my statement. So that is the aspect of the police. You asked again if I have confidence in the Nigerian police. Of course, yes. Because this is a national issue. Look at this child. Small boy, 12 years. He died 5 days to his birthday. Yesterday was his birthday on the 4th. So though I celebrated the birthday, the prayer section, because that was what I promised him. With his career day picture, the cake, because when he was in primary school, he said he wanted to be a plane pilot. So the sisters in the US ordered somebody to send cake to the house with the color of a pilot. That was what we did yesterday. We did it in his absence because he's gone. That was what happened yesterday.
Okay. One of the things that you said earlier on was that, if we had asked you what were the details that led to the demise of your son. So which sort of prompted my reasoning regarding we asking you what actually led, or how did it happen, basically? And from one of the things that you said regarding his birthday, which was celebrated yesterday, some people do not understand, why the celebration came too soon and why you're even celebrating considering his demise. So there are two things there. Build us up to what led to the death of your son, and why the celebration took place as well for his birthday, for his 12th birthday.
Let me take off from the celebration of the birthday. It's something I promised my son when he was alive. I told him, because my wife gave birth to 11 of them. 11 of them. 4 boys and 7 girls. I lost one of the boys 30-something years ago. Then, out of this 11, he was the last. She delivered the rest 10 without CS, but this last one was through operation. That was where we stopped. So I promised that every year I would celebrate his birthday in a bigger form. I'll buy something for him. It occurred to me that even if he's not with us, let's mark his birthday. It wasn't celebration at church, just to mark the birthday and pray for his soul to rest in a perfect place. It's not a celebration of drinking and whining and eating. It wasn't that kind of celebration. It wasn't that type of celebration. It's a celebration to just say, he died 5 days to his birthday. And something I promised to give to him. Even if he's not alive, I will still be doing it. And pastors will come and pray for the soul of my child to be with God in heaven. That is the reason for the birthday. It's not birthday of eating and drinking. And no, it's not that kind of birthday. It's birthday that a pastor will pray, then all of us will pray for the soul of my innocent soul to rest in a perfect peace. It's that kind of birthday, not birthday for celebration of happiness or whatever. It's not. It's just to mark the birthday. And I think I promised to do that every year until I will leave this earth.
Indeed, and it is an honorable thing that you did, marking his birthday posthumously, Mr. Oromoni. Now, if I may ask you this, can you share with us some of those strange things you noticed in Sylvester after he came back home sick from school?
Okay, well, I did not notice anything strange, but something happened. Sometime October, before the midterm break. I think I would want my daughter to explain that part of it, because she was the one who witnessed that. So let her explain that. Then how I directed my son to go to the school. I will not take over from where she stopped.
Good afternoon, sir. Okay. So before our midterm break on Friday, I was told by someone told me that that my brother said he was describing how he has seen me naked to them in their room, all of them, And I was upset and I was angry at my brother. I was angry at him, shouting at him. I was going to beat him. That why would he say that, and why would he, what is he turning into? That was my immediate kind of reaction. So when I went for lunch and I came back, I saw my brother writing something with a prefect. So I asked him what is going on here. Then they told me that he was writing, the prefect told me that he was writing down what's going on? Okay. That he was writing down the names of the people that flogged him. And I was confused. Who flogged you? Then like they flogged him, they wanted him to answer. They wanted him to say that, oh yes, he has seen me naked. They flogged him, saying that he must say it, that he should say the truth, that he must say it. So he just said it so they could stop flogging him. That was what he told me. So I got to hostel. It was time for us. It was the day we took our results, our unified test results, so that we'll go home for our meet and break. So my sister called saying that we should get ready, that someone is coming to pick us up. So I told her what had happened, and then she requested to speak to my brother. So she called through the house parents' phone and spoke to my brother, and she was angry at him, shouting at him that why would he accept to that. Well, she was very angry. I had not told her that they were flogging him before he answered. So her herself, she noticed it, that he was very quiet, because usually if he did something wrong and he was guilty, he would try to defend himself, but it was quiet because he knew that he did not do it out of his own willingness, like he was forced to say that. So we found out what had happened. I went home, we were sorting out, we called my parents. They were all very upset, and they said they were going to reach out to the school. Then I told my eldest brother not to worry too much, because he was very upset. I told him not to worry too much. They already took the statements to the official at school, one of the officials. So the boys are going to get suspended. That was what I was assured. So I thought they were suspended. So I came back for midterm, although the boy kept on calling me during the week saying he was sorry, the one that was asking the questions, because he was my friend, saying he was sorry, but I didn't listen to him because he was not sorry. So I went back for my midterm, after my midterm break, and I saw these boys again at school. And I was wondering what they were still doing there, because they are supposed to be suspended for what they had done. So I said this several times. The boy even came to apologize to me physically. I told him that I'm not going to rest until he is suspended. So I was making sure of it. There were even several situations people were saying that why am I not forgiving, that what is my problem, several things, but they didn't understand, because I kind of know what it feels like, because my brother opened up to me. I didn't want anything like, oh, you went to go and report to your sister, right? Because I knew something like that could happen. So I was scared for him. So I wanted them to leave the school immediately. So I tried. Then the week was over on Saturday. Our first week at school after the midterm, when I noticed that they were not around, was over. They were still around, sorry. Was over. So that weekend, Saturday, I saw one of the officials again, the officials that they told me that he was giving the letter. Then he told me that he was never giving the letter, that I should come and see him first thing Monday morning during our first break of the day. That's by like 10 to 10:15. That's our short break. So the house parents, my house parent was there, Miss Celine was there when I was talking to the official. So she later called me and asked me what happened. Then I told her what happened. I was in tears. Then she sent for the boy. Before she sent for the boy, she asked me to call my brother. So I called my brother and I asked him in front of her, have they done anything to you that's uncomfortable since you reported to me, and you are still seeing these same people that you reported? Then he told me that they had not done anything to him, but they told his friends to not talk to him. They told his friends not to talk to him, that he's a snitch, different things, and I knew it could affect him, especially for the fact that he was at school, and I was in tears, I was crying. I said, "Ma, please let me speak to my daddy. Ma, I want to speak to my daddy. These boys are not suspended. I told them they were suspended, but they are not suspended. Please." They told me I could not call. They told me that I'm not calling anybody. Then she said, asked me to call the boy that was asking the question. So we called the boy and she was talking to him. And she said, then he was stammering when he was talking. And she said, from everything you are saying now, I can see that you are lying because it doesn't look like you are saying the truth. I will call you when I get to Mr. Val, which is the other boys hostel house parent. So she took me to Mr. Val and I was talking to Mr. Val. She asked me to tell Mr. Val what had happened. So I told Mr. Val, and I told Mr. Val the way he called me several times trying to apologize, but I did not listen to him. Then he told me, how did he get my number? I said, sir, he messaged me saying that he could not explain to me on Instagram because Instagram is misbehaving, that please can he get my number so he can explain. And I said no several times, but I just let it be. I gave him the number so he can tell me whatever he wants to tell me and let me just listen to what he has to say, although I won't listen because I know myself. Then Mr. Val was telling me that, why do I have Instagram in the first place? Then the both of them were telling me that part of it is my fault. And what I had to say to them was, we need to focus on the main situation here. What is my brother going through in that hostel for reporting those boys? You don't care about that. All you care about is the fact that I have an Instagram page. They were telling me, will my parents be happy that I said, excuse me, sir, I was like, can you listen to what I have to say here? Then they said, okay, I should go and write a statement that they will ask the boy, Favor Benjamin. He was the one that asked the questions. He was the one that asked the questions, and he was also the one that came to me himself and was like, oh, let me tell you what your brother did. So I was like, are you trying to implicate my brother? Are you trying to make me angry at him or something? So they said they were going to tell him, Favor Benjamin, and also my brother to write their statements. Then I'll write mine so they will see two of them together and see what really happened. So I wrote my statements. I didn't see my brother's own or Favor's own, so I don't know if they really wrote it. I never saw it. So the next day was Monday. The next day was Sunday. Then on Monday was school again. So I went by, I was around during lunchtime. It was already past short break. I was around during lunchtime because I didn't go to the official anymore because Miss Celine told me that all of us will go. Me, her, Mr. Val, my brother, and Favor Benjamin will go to the official together with our statements so that they will resolve everything because she was still with my statement. So I didn't go during short break because nobody appeared to me. Nobody came to me saying, oh yeah, let's go to the official place with the statement because I didn't have my statement. So during lunch I met the official. The official saw me going to take my food and he said, oh, come. And I said, oh sir, I'm waiting for Miss Celine to bring the statement so we can go to the place together. So next thing, throughout the week, I don't know, I just had to focus on school. Miss Celine did not come and I was already pressured by everybody saying that I cannot just forgive the boy, different things. So I was fed up and they were telling me, and my brother had not complained about anything again, so I felt everything was going to be all right because nobody brought the statement. They let the matter die. They didn't look into the matter again. Nobody even read my statement anymore. They just let it go. They let it go. So now leading to the second incident, that's why my daddy said that was the first incident and I should explain because I was there.
Okay, thank you. So when I heard of this, the way I heard of the whole thing, I told my son to go to the school to go and find out. But I think he called them on phone.
I forgot to say something. I'm sorry. So immediately when they said I could not call that day, I was still insisting to call and nobody let me call. So I went to a student because I think the students had their phone in hostel. So I asked them, please, may I use your phone to reach out to my sister? So I had to hide because nobody was letting me call. I reached out to my sister. I cried to her. I told her I was scared. Then she told me that nobody has the right to search my phone. Because they told me that they will still have to go through the chats to see what the conversation I've been having with the person that was calling me, the boy that was calling me. So I was telling her that why are they not focused on the main situation here? She was telling me that I should not worry, that everything will be. She was just trying to make me feel better because I was in tears at school. So that's how they didn't let me call. Daddy.
So I asked my senior son to reach out to the school, find out and report exactly what has reported to the principal of the school. My son called. I think he went there too. They told him those boys were suspended. So okay, they're suspended, no problem. Because I was thinking of removing my son from the school, because the two sisters were still there, I said, okay, it's good 3 of them should stay in the same school together. That was why I left him there. That was the first incident. Now going to the second incident, the one that led to his death. On Monday, I can't remember, I think Monday should be, is it 19? Monday should be 20 or 21. That Monday, that's 2 Mondays ago, my wife got a call from a nurse in the sick bay. A nurse, not a lecturer or teacher. She now called, it was towards the evening on Monday, said, Madam, your child is seriously sick, the boy could not sleep, that we should come and carry the boy. My wife told her that it's late though, and none of us are in Lagos. But nevertheless, we'll send somebody on Tuesday morning to come and carry the boy. Then we've now asked what happened to the boy. So the boy was sick. So on Tuesday morning, we now asked one of you, who is a friend to my son, to go and carry my son from the sick bay. But when he got there, the boy could not move. Even if you want to carry him, if you touch every part of the body, he'll be shouting. He now called immediately. But before then, we called the housemaster, Ahmed. What happened to my son? He said they were playing football. He was playing football with his mates, and then he fell. That was the report the housemaster gave to us. He said, okay, go and bring him. So when we got that message from the person who wanted to carry him, so what do we do? Okay, managed to take him to the car, please, and take him to any lab where you can do small history, since they complain of leg. But it's about this one is beyond leg now. If you want to carry him, put hand at his back, he'll be shouting. Shoulder, he'll be shouting. All part of the body. I said, but still take him there. I don't know, maybe he was not having enough money, but when we got to the lab, he did only the leg x-ray from the waist, the front side down. He did not do x-ray all over his body. So he took him to the house. He said the boy could not sleep. To eat his problem. So the next day, I have to send my senior son, who was also worried with us, to go to Lagos. The boy flew to Lagos. When my son got there, the same report, the same thing. The boy could not sleep. Even if he want to sleep, he was saying, bend me this way, put pillow this side, turn me again, like that. And he will be opening his mouth. My throat, my chest. So he now said, I should come over. On Thursday, I was in Asaba. I have to go over to Lagos. When I got to the house, exactly what they explained to me, that was exactly what I saw. So the night, I said, okay, you sleep in your room, because the previous night you did not sleep. Let me spend the night with him. So I spent the night with him. I tried to see I can book flight so that me and my son will fly back to Warri. Warri is fully booked. Warri was fully booked. Benin the same thing, Asaba the same thing. So we have to come through the road from Lagos to Warri. That was on Friday. But since they complained of leg, I now called on somebody who knew how to massage to check if there was dislocation or fracture. So the man came and said nothing like dislocation, but the waist, this side of the waist, the bone shifted a little, and this back side of his boot was swollen. Then the shoulder here, it was swollen. Then the back, then the chest, this side of the chest too was also swollen. Then the boy keep on shouting, my chest, my throat, look at inside my throat. Are you seeing anything inside? My lip here, is it flat? Is it lighter than the upward? Those were his words. Those were the boy's words. Until we have to call our family doctor, Dr. Wovika Clinic, to come to the house. But the way the boy was behaving, since he could not sleep, you have to lie him and put pillow. So I said, no, let's not take him to the clinic. Because the clinic, who will be there to do this work turn me, put pillow here, carry him. So let the doctor come to the house. So the doctor came to the house, take his blood sample. But the mouth, we saw mark. The mark, initially it was a little bit dark, like somebody who has fire incident. But before that weekend, the top side of the lip started peeling, so that red side started coming out. So I told him maybe, but the body was also very hot. The temperature was very high. I said maybe he's having a very high malaria or fever that affected the lip. So when the doctor came, he took the sample and he came back with the result and said the boy was having malaria, but no typhoid. So he actually treated him malaria from that Friday evening till on Sunday. He completed the treatment. And I said, okay, on Monday, we will take him again. Since he's shouting all over his body, throat, chest, mouth, every part of his body, let's go and do X-ray, comprehensive X-ray, and do scan on Monday to see what was actually wrong with him. So that evening, I have to rush to Asaba because of the vice president's visit. I told him, but he was still talking well. He was still talking well. Apart from though, he was very, very uncomfortable, shouting. But sometimes we say, okay, bring my laptop. Where's my Wi-Fi? With that condition, he was still operating his laptop. Sometimes he would shout, he would go back again and be operating something. That was what he was actually doing to keep himself. In fact, he was a very strong boy. See, so when I was in Asaba, we left the airport. While he was in the secretariat, I had a call. That time was, I think it was around 11:30 thereabout. They said the boy has confessed that he said he did not play any football with any friends, that he did not even fall. He was in his room in the evening, although he did not give us the time, in the evening, with his friend. He was lying on his bed. Okay. He was lying on his bed. His friends were sitting on their bed. They were gisting. Then these boys walked in. 5 of them walked into the room. And when they walked in, he said they were senior students. Then he has not mentioned their name. When they walked in, one of them went back and put up the light. He did not mention who put up the light. So, but one of them went back and put up the light. But they were holding belt. They started beating him. They flogged him. He fell off from his bed and they started mashing him. All of them. They started mashing him. They bullied him. In fact, he said that all these pains he was having all over his body, his head everywhere, was as a result of the beating. That he did not play any ball. So then my wife and my boy now asked him, did you know the boys? He said, yes, they were 5. But he knows 3. He now mentioned the name of 3. He mentioned Benjamin Favor. He mentioned Aslem Tebile. He mentioned Kasamu Michael. Those are the names he mentioned out of the 5. Then I asked, can you describe? He said, no, the place was dark. But when they came in, he saw 5 of them that came into before they put up the light. But they know the other 3. He mentioned their names. Then he said, well, after beating, they now forced him to drink something. I said, okay, did you know the type of thing they give to you to drink? He said it was dark. But when he was making this statement, he would talk. I would make, then he would continue again. He said they gave him something to drink, but he could not describe what they gave to him to drink.
The lights were off.
The light were off. We did not see the thing they gave to him to drink. That they forced something inside his mouth. And he drank something they gave to him. That was on a Monday. Immediately I left the venue I asked them to take him to the lab immediately. They carried out. I was waiting for the lab results to come out. The thing came out very late on Monday evening. So the doctor now explained the lab that the liver inside, the right side liver, has swollen already. That he suspected that we should take him to Lily Clinic for another, so that they can do. I said no, let me come over. Then it was around 5, 6 in the evening. I could not come, so I was going to leave Asaba very late the morning Tuesday, so that we would take him to Ogara Teaching Hospital. So while I was coming, I called. They now gave me the names of one Dr. Zero at Ogara. Then Dr. Zero now connected me to one Dr. TJ in children's section. All of them were waiting. I called one boy, Ogara boy, Monday. He was even went to the clinic to bring this name. He was waiting for us at Ogara Junction. So when we come, he will not, because I've not been to the teaching hospital before, he will not take us straight to that teaching hospital. The emergency, well, before I got to worry, the bar had already died. So we could not go to her again. That was what happened. So immediately called. So I was crying, I wanted to come.
Indeed, Mr. Oromoni, those are harrowing tales you've just told us, and of course Amanda's tale as well. We sympathize for your loss. But I'd like to get your attention on this. There are reports that the school has started an online study platform since the Lagos government shut it down. How would you react to that while all of this is still on the table? We still haven't heard from the report so far in terms of getting to the bottom of this scenario, and yet the school is online.
That is very wrong. The action of the Lagos State Governor, honestly, I was impressed. That was one of the things that kept me going with the action of my governor, because when you have people behind you, it gives you the act. Even if you wanted to commit suicide before, you will not do it again. How about that children? So, but those were my intentions, just to follow this boy, because I named him after my name. So the action of the Lagos State Governor was a perfect one, very, very perfect. But the online classes they are taking, if they have children, if they have arts, I think it's wrong. We're talking of human being. It's wrong. If it happened to their children before, will they do this? If I thank Nigerians for the cry, everybody's crying. I like that. That is one of the courage I have. In fact, I will beg the state governor to please stop the school from doing online classes. My child was supposed to be part of those lectures they are taking. My daughter sitting on my left, she was supposed to be part of, because she's in SS1. But our mates are not taking lectures, but they are not taking lectures. I think that one is wrong. Do they have art? Let me tell you something. The principal called me. When this incident happened, until we brought this boy, the day the boy died, nobody called us. The principal did not call. The house did not call. We were the one that called. It's only one teacher. It's just one teacher. I don't know the name of the teacher. It was the only person who called just to check up on the boy. Even if it's just 2 teachers, nobody called. Nobody called. As I'm speaking to you, up to today, the owner of the school has not even called. Has not called. The only time the principal called me was to say, why did I send those pictures when he was passing through pain? Why did I send those pictures to the public? That the boy is a very handsome boy. Those pictures, anybody that sees those pictures will be scared of, even herself was even scared of opening those pictures. I told her, Madam, I saw your press statement. You are not telling the people the truth. I sent that text when the boy died. I said, Madam, you have children. Please, I need thorough investigation You too, you have children. I only sent tests to the housemaster, Mr. Maid. He was the one taking care of my child. The day I carried my son to go pick up his bags from the school, while he was passing through pain, the maid came outside. My child was waving him. And so I sent tests to him. I said, Maid, you are a father of children. Please, thorough investigation is what I want. When the school is saying that it was as a result of football or he fell on the football pitch, I don't think that statement is true. Please, I want thorough investigation before he died. Those were the messages I sent to them. So when the woman told me, why did I send those pictures to the public? I told you, madam, you issued a statement that my boy died as a result of football injury. I have to say, if football can cause damage somebody's mouth, damage somebody's body like this, make somebody to be shouting all over his body, I think Nigeria should know that. Look at the situation the boy passed through when he was about to give up.
Well, we do sympathize with you indeed, and we wish
when he was about to
that. Well, thank you very much for your time.
He cried and said, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. He started crying. Even when he died, there was got a wound in his nose, but the tears were still dropping from his eyes.
All right then, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us despite the sensitive nature of your circumstances. Thank you very much indeed.